Well, update 1.5 for Hunt Showdown has arrived, and this means that I can finally resume making some in-depth weapon videos. What a better place to start than with one of our new weapons, the Winfield M1876 Centennial. It's a medium ammo repeating rifle with a standout bullet velocity. In this video, I'll take a deep dive into the weapon's statistics, including its fire rate and its range drop-off. I'm going to look at how this compares to similar weapons, and I'll discuss the custom ammo this gun can use, and share some tips and tricks to maximize its effectiveness. I'll also answer that burning question, is it worth the price tag? So let's start off with the basic statistics. The Centennial unlocks at the reasonably high rank of 64, and to reflect this, it has a hefty price of $338. It fires medium ammo, and as such adopts the penetration and range profile from that ammo type. With a damage of 123 to the upper chest at 20 meters, it can headshot a full health hunter to 148 meters. It takes around 1 second per bullet to reload, and it can carry 10 shots in its magazine, but only 8 in reserve. Now the standout ability of the Centennial is its high muzzle velocity of 600 meters per second, putting it in the same league as the modern bolt-action long rifles like the Mosin and Lebel. So let's talk about the range curves and damage drop-off. Here is the chest damage of the Centennial on the y-axis, graphed across range in meters. As a medium ammo weapon, the drop-off is rather steep, and by the time you hit 100 meters, you're only dealing about a third of your normal damage. This makes it clear that the weapon shines within 70 meters, where it is still capable of 2-tapping the chest, and outside of that, you'll have to make headshots a priority. Now, we can't really discuss this weapon without mentioning the carabiner, because there's so many similarities. Let's look at that curve as well. It has a higher base damage, but it's using the same ammo type, so it's going to have the same curve. The carabiner does have one distinct advantage, and that is up close, it can kill a 125 health hunter in the chest in a single shot. However, from about 30 meters onwards, there is negligible difference in damage, except in the carabiner's 20 meter higher headshot range. Now, I've also heard people compare the Centennial to the Lebel, as they both have high bullet velocity and the Lebel isn't that much more expensive, but this comparison makes it clear that the range curve of long ammo means that the difference is pretty extreme. The Centennial is not a long-range rifle, and it has a completely different profile and role. If you want to be taking shots from far away and dealing consistent damage, long ammo, of course, is still king. Now let's talk about fire rate. The Centennial has 3 different fire rates, depending on how you are firing it and what traits you are using. Without any traits, and while you're aiming down sights, it will take 16.5 seconds to fire all 10 of your shots. If you are using the iron repeater trait, you can shave this down to 14.5 seconds, which is a marginal increase, but it will sometimes save your life, as this makes it faster than the carabiner's base fire rate. It also takes 14.5 seconds to empty all 10 shots when firing from the hip, but if you have levering, you can cut this down to only 6 seconds. Now this is slow for a levering weapon, but then again, you are firing a high damage shot with medium ammo penetration, so you should only need 2 hits to down a target in levering range, whereas other Winfields may require 3 to be consistent. Now let's talk about custom ammo. The Centennial has access to 2 variants, and the biggest drawback of both is that it restricts your ability to refill ammo normally. The Centennial already struggles with ammo reserves, so taking any custom ammo comes with a significant drawback right from the start. The poison ammo will remove your ability to penetrate, reduce your base damage to 104, but it will apply a poison status effect to targets, restricting their ability to heal, see, and hear for a moderate duration. Poison ammo is also extremely effective against AI, killing the likes of armored and immolators in a single shot, no matter where you hit them. Poisoned? The full metal jacket rounds, on the other hand, will reduce your bullet velocity to only 480 meters per second, and it takes the damage down to 113, but it does give you the ability to penetrate cover as if you had long ammo bullets. Now if you want to see how the ammo changes your damage at different ranges, here we can see that the chest damage graphed against range again. Now all ammo types will still be able to down a 100 health hunter at close range, but remember that the headshot range is also reduced the lower the base damage becomes, to the point that poison ammo can only kill with a headshot at around 100 meters. So with all of the information out of the way, it's time to discuss some tips and tactics. One of the limitations of the Centennial is its ammo reserves. This can be overcome by taking a pack sidearm, which will provide you with 20 reserve shots, and it allows you to recover 5 or 6 shots from each ammo box that you find. Now you can definitely run the Centennial effectively without this, but you do have to be much more judicious with your ammo expenditure. At close range, this weapon doesn't really need to be led at all, and this is perhaps its greatest strength. It takes some getting used to, but it literally allows you to click heads up to 40 meters, and there is negligible delay before your enemy gets hit and dies. Even at longer ranges, you just don't have to lead very much, and even erratic targets are much easier to hit than when you're using other Winfields or a carabiner. Because the fire rate on the Centennial is slower than the other Winfield weapons, you may wish to consider using Quick Swap to follow up more rapidly when you're in a pinch, or when an enemy is about to make it to cover. Switching to a sidearm and firing is still faster than shooting a second shot from this weapon, but it comes with a higher risk, and it takes more effort to realign your shot. I like to do this when I'm being melee rushed or something similar, and I know that I won't survive if I don't shoot that half second faster. Of course, when you can, take Iron Repeater and Levering. The Repeater gives a marginal fire rate increase, but anything that directly buffs your offensive capabilities is a pretty good idea. Levering on this weapon is not super fast, and it's not even very precise, but it does give you the option to double your fire rate when you're getting rushed, and that's really useful. Levering on this weapon is best used defensively when people rush you. It's probably too slow to be reliable when you're pushing corners yourself. Now for a burning question. Is it worth taking custom ammo? Well, as for poison, I did have fun, and a few successful games running this. I had to be careful of my ammo reserves, but I was able to land some nice hits that set up targets for death by either my teammates or grenades. There was a few frustrating moments where it took 3 shots to kill someone at point blank range, or I couldn't land hits through cover due to not having penetration. Overall, however, I can't really see how the poison shots allow me to achieve anything that realistically couldn't have been done with normal ammo. Then you have to throw in the potential of antidote shots and Mithridatus, making them almost useless, so I think they definitely are a downgrade, but they're not super debilitating, and they're kind of fun to meme around with. As for the full metal jackets, more penetration is nice, but the threefold drawbacks of ammo scarcity, less damage, and bullet velocity, which is the one reason this weapon seems to compete, is excessive. I didn't notice a huge difference when using this ammo type. At close range I was still able to headshot people fine, but there were a few times that I missed shots that should have been easy hits. On the other hand, there were a couple of situations where I didn't have FMJs, and I wish I did, just so I could shoot through some light metal cover and get a kill. Medium ammo penetration is already pretty good, so overall it's probably not a wise trade-off to take these, but hey, it's still a cool ammo type. And again, not debilitating. So now we get to the final part of this video. Given all we know, is the Centennial worth it? Well, the gun is over 3 times the price of the carabiner. It gives you slightly reduced damage and rate of fire, less ammo reserves but more magazine size. The benefits are the massive muzzle velocity, along with the ability to use levering in close range. Now on paper, it's pretty hard to justify. $338 is a big asking price for what this weapon offers, and in most cases you would probably be better off using a carabiner, or just forking out a bit extra and running a Lebel for that sweet long ammo range and penetration. That being said, I have almost exclusively had positive experiences with this gun. I find it very easy to headshot with and land hits thanks to that bullet velocity, and which I'm not really used to on close and medium range weapons. I know you can achieve this with high velocity rounds on compact Winfields, but I really did like the combination of damage, penetration, velocity, fire rate, and versatility of levering that the Centennial brings together. As a player who cares minimally about cost of weapons, I can see myself running this weapon a lot, but if you do want to save cash, it becomes difficult to recommend. So that just about wraps things up. Let me know what you think in the comments, and please consider subscribing to see my future guides and weapon reviews. If you want to stay up to date with everything 4FS Gaming is doing with regards to live streams, new content, and just get involved with our chat and community, you can find links to our Discord and Twitter in the description below. Thank you to our awesome Patreon supporters, and also for you guys for watching. This is Ascendance from 4FS Gaming.